Hi, OJ. I don't even know where to begin, but I feel like you are the kind of person who listens. Not just hear, but listen. So let me tell you something I've carried in silence for too long. I'm a graphic designer. I've worked on album covers for artists whose name you would recognize in a heartbeat. You've seen my work on billboards, in music videos, on the front of Grammy nominated records. Clean, professional, but behind the polish, behind the bright lights, there is a darkness. And OJ, I saw it. I lived it, not in some metaphorical sense either. I'm talking about rituals, blood, symbols, etched into sound boards. Things that make the skin crawl because they aren't supposed to be real, but they are. People say conspiracy theory like it's a cursed word. Like once they label something like that, it doesn't have to be true anymore. But what I'm about to share with you, it's not theory, it's experience, my experience. And once you hear it, you will never listen to music the same way again. I design album covers, not for garage bands or high school talent shows. No, for big names. Names you would recognize the second I said them. I've touched the polished world of pop royalty, but behind all the gloss, behind the lights and the smoke and the smells, there is darkness. And I don't say that for drama. I say it because I walked through it. I was born in Nigeria, but we left when I was too young to remember anything but the stories. Grew up somewhere else, made a name for myself, started climbing, got into the industry, big clients, Grammy winners. Then came 2012. That's when it all shifted. I got a call, my big break. I was to design an album art for one of the top tier artists. And not just drop a file in their inbox, but they wanted me in the studio. They said they had this idea, they wanted the visuals to match the feel of the music. So I would be there the whole time, absorbing, imaging. Seemed creative, seemed brilliant. But then the doors opened. The first session, weird. Drugs were floating around like candy. And before anything even started, this producer, I'd never met him, handed me a t-shirt, a black t-shirt. On it, a bold red sign. I didn't like it, but I still took it. You play along in this business, or so I thought. Then the artist arrived, and they said there would be a ritual. No explanation, no context, just let's join hands. I stood there gripping the hands of strangers, some trembling, some calm. A cup was passed around, filled with blood. They said it would bind us, it would open the door. I didn't know what they meant until later. That's when I learned these people weren't making music. They were reaching into something, another dimension. They told me there were 8 of them, that we are only in one. The music wasn't written with a pen, it was channeled. They went into a trance state, fueled by mushrooms and chants, and when they came out, those lyrics, those hooks weren't just catchy. They were offerings. It's at this point that I would ask that you subscribe to the channel, share a comment, and like the story, because that is the only way you encourage me to bring you more stories and confessions. Please subscribe. Let's go. I watched a girl barely 19 brought into the studio like a sacrifice. Blindfolded, they laid her on the altar before the recording began. A man dressed as a priest, in fact, a priest, OJ, performed acts I won't even describe right here, right there. And the artist singing as though nothing unusual was happening. as if it belonged. That same girl was taken into the booth to record backing vocals, then back into the altar. More rituals, more darkness, more worship. They didn't call them demons, they called them guides, spirits, ancient ones, but it was all the same, a shadow by another name. When it came time to design the album art, we were specific. An inverted cross hidden in the details, serpents' pyramids, a faint image of Baphomet. If you turned the image sideways and squinted just right, subliminal but precise. After the album dropped, I watched the world move, heard the song on the radio, watched how people reacted, how they danced like they weren't in control of their own limbs, like they were caught in a current they couldn't see. That album, they told me, was praise music, not for God, for the beings on the other side. You don't believe me, OJ? Fine. Go listen to the song. Really listen. Lemonade 911. It's all there, buried in plain sight. These weren't just edgy pop songs. They were hymns. When I couldn't take it anymore, I tried to leave. They blacklisted me, shut doors in my face. I live quietly now with my wife, but I don't speak about it too loud, too often. I've seen what happened to those who do. You ever wonder why some parties are so secretive? Why some artists suddenly vanish or unravel or have a breakdown? Sometimes not drugs or pressure. Sometimes it's the price. So as I whisper now to you, OJ, just in case you ever wondered if the music you are listening or hearing is really music, or if it's something more, something older, something darker, do refer to this story. Wow. Here's another confession on the stranger things going on in the music industry.